We can mention your name.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And experience and many years of it in insurance and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with that. I mean, I'm here with, why don't you introduce yourself in the microphone?
In the microphone. All
In
right.
the microphone.
Well, I'm Jared Nauman. And boy, where'd I come from?
Chi, chi, chi. Le,
Chi,
le,
chi,
le.
chi, le, le, le. That's right. I was born in Chile, and we came to the United States in 1979.
So you've been here a while.
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have quite a few children. How many children do you
I
have?
have two children.
Two children.
Two boys.
Two boys.
Yeah, they're both married and out of the house.
How many grandkids do you have?
No grandkids yet.
No grandkids.
No grandkids.
Okay.
Cross
All
my
right.
fingers, hopefully soon.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm at that age too, where the fella behind the camera is my oldest, and well, I don't know. I'm losing hope. But you said your boys both got married, so there is hope.
There's hope.
There's hope.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's
So 1979, and you you do quite a few things.
well, I sure do. I do. Over the years, I've always loved business, any type of business. I've owned a science business. I've had my insurance agency, for over since 1999.
99. So you've been in insurance, selling policies since 1999.
Correct, and then multi lines agent, which means that just about anything I can sell you.
Okay, so life, auto, home,
retirement, et cetera, and all that. My niche is commercial insurance, business insurance.
Okay,
I
business.
really love getting into that.
Okay.
Restaurants and any artisan contractors and so forth. I love doing all that type.
Do you represent a lot of Latinos?
Definitely. My insurance agency is composed mainly of Latinos, 80% or better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
80% or better.
Yeah.
They're like the best clients.
They are a great referral source.
Yeah.
You treat them right, and they'll refer all their friends.
Yeah, you are their person, and you are their person for life.
Correct. With the insurance, I like doing risk assessment.
Oh, okay.
I like to let you know where you're exposed, where your business is exposed, and be able to recommend the type of coverages and insurance plans according to your risk level.
And being in business for so long and so many other endeavors too, it's like your wheelhouse to evaluate that.
Because at the same time, I own a couple of restaurants. I've owned restaurants.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to get to that.
So I know both ends of the spectrum, both sides of the spectrum. I can, know exactly. I can recommend exactly where I've experienced it.
Right.
Yeah.
This particular tire shop might not need this particular product, but they're going to need this one, and that kind of analysis.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that you do that. And the Latinos around here, that we service a lot of the Latinos here at the Arizona firm, and they're starting to get divorced, which is brand new.
Yeah.
Latinos historically haven't really been very a strong community in the divorce arena. That's been more of a
they stick through it.
Yeah, they kind of either stick through it or they have their own mediums of figuring things out.
Correct.
And
well,
now,
a lot of them don't even get married.
Right. There is
So
that.
there's no divorce
That's
there.
one medium in which
Exactly.
they take the precaution.
Yes.
From just not getting married. But now we're starting to see that in the Latino community. And you know what? I think that it's interesting because there's a lot more fathers out there that when relationships have soured in the Latino community. See if this is your experience. Maybe it's just me making something up. I want to know if this is your experience. The Latino community, there's a lot of fathers, and when there's acrimony or something just doesn't work out and they've been married for many years, and then all of a sudden the mom just stays with the kids and the father just kind of gets cut out.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I'm not trying to toot a horn and tell everybody to go get divorced. I would like them to work it out the way you kind of just said. better to work it out and to see things through. There's ups and downs in life, and that's the way things go. But now I'm starting to see fathers for at least custody. They're in the running for custody. They're starting to get their kids, and it's very beneficial for the kids. So there's one good part of it.
Well, because in the past, the Latino man has always been the machismo.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to take care of the kids. I'm not going to change diapers.
Right.
But that has changed.
Yeah, a little bit.
That has changed.
Mm-hmm.
It's more involved with the kids, taking out the kids to the parks. And
playing soccer with them or whatever.
Doing the barbecues in the backyard and
vacations
cooking,
and things like that.
Together. Yeah. So that has shifted.
Yeah, you're right.
I remember that in when I was in Chile, the spouses never left the kitchen.
That's
the wives.
Right.
The wives never left the kitchen.
Right.
Now,
that was my experience there too.
Exactly. So
in 96, 97, I was there.
But now it's totally different.
Yeah. Okay.
More open-minded and not so machismo traditions.
Interesting. So now let's jump into the insurance. You got everybody covered for just about everything.
Correct.
Insurance-wise, what's your insurance company's? You've been in it 30 years?
Actually, I got my insurance license in 1993, but I was a captive agent for Cigna.
I got you.
I sold health insurance to seniors, Medicare Advantage.
Okay, way back when.
Way back when, yeah.
So you've been in insurance for a long time.
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's a long time.
And my business has all been referral. I hardly have to advertise and so forth because of the service that we provide. People just...
That's what our friend in common said. I said I had a lot of interest in you because you just were an interesting guy from Jump Street. It's like, this fellow does a lot of awesome things. Obviously, the number one thing you do is insurance. It's in your blood. You know what to do, how to go, where to go, and what people need.
Correct.
And they come back to you and come back to you and come back to you along with their friends because you do a good job. You don't oversell them. You sell them, hey, this is what you need.
And that's one of the greatest comments that I receive from my compliments or I receive from a lot of my clients. You just give me what I need. Don't oversell it and don't overinsure because you can be overinsured.
Sure.
You can definitely be underinsured. Most people are underinsured.
Got it.
But you can be overinsured. But if you by doing a risk analysis, you can determine the person actually what you need is what you get.
I'm going to send my dad your way. You won't like him as much as you like the Latinos, but because he's a gringo and there's no getting around that. But I think he's overinsured. Anyway, I'm going to send him your way. Let you do your evaluation.
Well, what's the reason for insurance is to protect your assets.
Right.
Okay. If your assets are this amount, then you need to make sure you're at least at that amount.
At that level or hair over.
Exactly. Hair over. Exactly.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's no need to be exposed too much.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that to have somebody with that knowledge base and that you can trust is hard to find nowadays.
And I do a lot of risk analysis, and whether or not you sell a product or not, it doesn't matter because I love being able to recommend, counsel, and advice.
Yeah, you like what you do.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah,
and that's why I haven't gotten out of the insurance business.
I
even
swear,
though I've had many other businesses.
When I meet men like you, I'm pretty confident that the computer cannot overtake everything.
Oh, correct.
It's one of those things. I look at this and I think, no, I'm going to want Jared to evaluate what I've got going on. I don't need AI to tell me what I've got going on.
That is so true because when internet started getting popular and people started using the internet, back in 1999 when I first got into the property and casualty insurance.
Okay, so different. Yeah, okay.
So I was with health. Then I got into the property and casualty, which is autos and business and homes. The talk out there was that pretty soon with the internet, you're not going to have any agents, and that here we are, 2025.
Right, you're still here.
We're still here, and because people need their hand to be held. There's nothing a computer can recommend, advise, in a personal level, and you got the personal face-to-face touch that you can't get from in the internet.
Yeah, they tried to do that in the legal profession a while back. It was Legal Zoom, And there was a lot of, just to be very candid, a lot of great products that LegalZoom that I believe is no longer. I don't know much. I don't hear much about it anymore. It might still be out there. I don't know. But there was a lot of great products in LegalZoom, but just it did not take because, like insurance, that's foreign to me. Like, okay, what should you think in terms of risk, in terms of liability, you think in different terms.
Yeah.
Then I go around thinking all day long.
Well, you're going to go around and shop for price.
Right.
And then you're just going to get the best price you can get.
Right. And I might be underinsured or overinsured. I might be one of those two, but I'm not right where I need to be. And you're probably going to beat the price or be real close to being worth it.
Correct.
Right. And so kind of the same thing happened here when people would write their own wills. And then, look, there's only one way to test if the boat floats with your will.
Yeah.
And so that's, people weren't getting that warm fuzzy. Or they were trying to file an LLC with an operating agreement, and they're dumbing their way through it online and realizing and they end up coming here. It's okay. I understand that. Or trying to, you've seen this probably in given what you've done. Somebody my dad the guy I'm trying to send to you. Okay. You're going to enjoy him.
Good challenge.
Yeah. Sonny's going to be fun for you. So he's trying to work his own personal injury case. He gets really, really hammered from behind. I'm the oldest kid, and we've been practicing law around this. I've been running this law firm for 23 years. I've got a brother that's been doing it for 13 and another one that's been doing it for 8. As far as personal injury goes, I've done a fair amount of that. I focus primarily on, here we do a lot of personal injury work, a ton, but I have a firm that does that. So, I mean, if you're not in Mike's hands, you're not in the best hands.
Yeah.
And Cynthia and Jeff, I mean, that team is awesome. Okay. And every once in a while, they'll ask me a question. I think they're just making me feel good. But my dad's in this huge crash. He's trying to work it himself. And they're offering him $5,000. And I don't know anything about the crash. He's not going around telling anybody. Anyway, it was a pretty good collision. He was nailed from behind. It was a total loss. And he was very injured. He needed a fusion in his neck. And it's like...
that alone.
Right. Yeah. And so they're offering him $5,000. And he thinks, all right, he calls me, he says, Dana, I'm going to need you to help me with this. And I said, okay. So I turn it on over to Mike and Cynthia and Jeff. Actually, it was Jeff, and then he and Cynthia basically took $550,000 later, which is a very large resolution. It was limits. It's a very large resolution for a 74-year-old man.
Okay.
Usually, the older we get, the less valuable we are in their eyes. And so when I saw that, I was like, that's fantastic that my dad was able to, but he was covered well. Yes. He had good insurance. And so, all right.
And then the underinsured and uninsured or underinsured.
Right. You put 2 and 2 together on that because, that's exactly what happened. They were added up, and it ended up being a very good result for him. So it's good to have somebody like you in the sphere to, especially those Latinos, because the Latinos, anyone needs that opinion.
Well, like I mentioned, with artisan contractors, I do a lot of landscapers or roofers or you name it. I mean,
sure.
And other type of contractors.
Yeah.
And air conditioners and so forth. And I remember many clients have come in to me and I do analysis of the risk, and I show that they're driving with state minimum for their commercial vehicles. Or the commercial vehicles or the vehicles that their employees drive are under their personal names.
Okay.
You're like, and I tell them, whoa, change that to your company name because you're exposing your personal properties.
Mm-hmm.
So I advise them to change the titles on the vehicles, insure everything under the company, and raise it to $1 million for their liability.
Right.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, we'll do it. Not everybody listens. Better thinks, okay, well, it's going to cost me. I'm like, yeah, but you're being exposed.
Right.
And a few months later, death claim, auto accident,
Yeah.
and somebody passed away. And
Terrible.
And from that moment, those clients come to me and thank me every day they see me. Say thank you for recommending the coverages and the levels that you did, or otherwise they would have been.
Or
totally
the
exposed.
ones that didn't, who knows, because something had to have happened there too sometimes, huh?
Correct. So.
Too bad. And so then working your orchestra of insurance, because you do all sorts of, any insurance needs, Jared is the person to go to. But then you also have churro shops.
I do. I dabbled in. Well, I like to dabble into other things. So besides restaurant, I've when I was young, I worked at a restaurant. I really liked cooking.
Okay.
And really enjoyed it. And one time I opened up I had an Italian restaurant, and unfortunately it did not survive COVID.
Okay.
That was tough. But I opened up a churro shop. And the story behind that is my wife and I in 2016 decided to go to Spain for a vacation. We spent 3 weeks in Europe, for 1 week in Spain, and our friends that lived there recommended, hey, let's go have some churros. I knew that churros originated from Spain. Many people think that they're from
Mexico, right?
Correct.
They're from Spain.
They're from Spain.
Interesting.
And
you learn something new every day. I didn't know that. Did you know that, Reed?
No.
Okay.
So they originated in Spain, and so I wanted to try the churros because I knew that's where they started. Therefore, we tried them, but at the same time they told me, "Hey, drink some of this Spanish hot chocolate," and I'm like, "I'm not a fan of hot chocolate. I don't like it very much."
You're more of an echo, or
yeah. And the friend told me, no, this is different. And I dipped the churro into that Spanish hot chocolate. I went, this is not the same hot chocolate that I'm used to. I really enjoyed it. And anyhow, I looked at my wife. I said, I haven't seen any places in the United States that has this type of churros with the hot chocolate. And so,
or period of that kind of churro, really.
Exactly. So,
because I've had them now.
Okay.
They're not the same.
Oh,
they're
okay.
Oh yeah, I took your advice.
Okay.
And they're amazing. I had my manjar. Okay, I know that it's dulce leche.
Exactly.
I know.
But in Chile is manjar.
But as in Chile is manjar. I had it. And it brought back memories, and I shared it with my wife. And that chocolate.
Manjar, which means food of the gods.
It might be.
Yeah.
I think it might be. I'm not going to argue it because I loved it. And so my wife and I split it, but she's the one that ordered the chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Because I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. And you're sitting here telling me the story.
So I really loved it.
And I was like, Dad, gum.
Yes.
And I'm not a sweets guy at all.
Yeah.
And I am now there.
We use a dark chocolate, so it is not as sweet.
It's not as sweet.
Exactly.
You're right. It was perfect for me. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I've never had anything like it. And it's right down the street.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So I told my wife, let's bring this to the United States. I did a little bit of research, and I started seeing where I can buy the equipment. Because what I saw in Spain, that you can see them making the churros right there on the spot.
Right.
You can see the equipment and so forth. And I thought, I'd love to bring this concept to the United States, because not only can you're having the churro, but we're creating an experience.
Right.
An experience where you can observe, watch the person making the churros right in front of you. And how can I do that? Well, I could bring it behind glass, because the health department, there's no way they're going to have it exposed like that.
We've got regulations here.
Exactly.
Where they're perfectly fine in wherever you were visiting, out of other countries. You were in Italy, correct?
Correct. No, in
Spain.
In Spain.
Spain. I meant Spain.
So I knew how do I make this where we can have the same experience as you went to other countries, because being from Chile, I remember eating churros in the streets there too. You go to Mexico, go to Rocky Point, I go there and have the churros there as well. How can you make it such an experience? So I put glass. I put the fryer right behind the glass.
Right.
And the health department is like, oh, I don't know if we can approve this. I don't know. The glass could break because of the heat. Well, you have good ventilation. None of that would happen. And you get some good quality glass. But then parents will bring their kids over, and then you create a generation of clients.
Sure.
Because those kids
are watching
going to
the
remember
experience,
when they
the
grow,
memories.
Going to bring their kids over and say,
Yeah.
hey, my dad or my parents used to bring me here, and they're going to do that same thing to the kids. So I searched and I looked, and I saw that Spain still had the best equipment, the most professional equipment you can find that would last the longest for churro equipment. China and Mexico. Mexico was a little bit better. China was too weak. It wouldn't last too long, the equipment. So, but at the same time, I saw that there was a churro school in Spain. So
Churro school.
Churro school. And so the first thing I did was enroll into churro school.
So you were enrolled into churro school.
Exactly. I even got my
So you're not
degree.
only not only an entrepreneur with all sorts of businesses, you have a degree in churros.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So
You're the
I
first
learned the
person I've ever
certificate.
met with that degree.
I don't think I've seen anybody else around here. With
I think
a
it's
degree
better than
in-
most university degrees, if you want to ask my opinion.
Well, they teach you a little bit about the business and so forth, but they also teach you how to make it and how to use the equipment. Okay, so I bought the equipment right there and then, had it shipped over here, and I sat down with the architect. I said, this is what I want to do. Do a rendering. Look, I want to have this type of experience. I want to have exposed this way and that way. And the architect did a great job.
There's no question, because I've never been in a store like that.
Yeah.
It's very well done.
Yeah, and
And now that you tell me the story behind it, I can see, okay, yeah, that's a memory making store.
You make generations of clients.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to school, came back, got the location. This is really interesting. I shopped around for a location in many other places, and I would get the real estate agent. Okay, so what kind of business you want to do? And I did not want to say it was a churro,
Right.
because the first thing that would come to mind was to be a little churro stand,
Sure.
Like you see in Mexico.
Right.
And I kept it to myself. I said, I want to do pastries, I want to do bakery, I want to do this and that.
Sweet shop, something.
And then they would say, they would really be interested. Oh, sure, no problem. Yeah, great. Like, okay, let's talk a little bit about it. And then they just keep insisting, what kind of bakery, what kind of. And the moment I would say churros, I would get a negative feedback. Oh, great. Well, you know what? I don't know if we have a right place for you.
Right.
Good luck with your searching for a place
Right.
and so forth and so on.
Interesting.
But when I open it up, this is a family thing, because one of my sons always liked when he was younger. Dad, let's go to this place because saw it on Instagram. He saw it on social media. Let's go to this place.
He's an explorer.
So I told him, I said, one day I'm going to make a little business of Instagram business. And sure enough, even before we opened up, I opened up our page, and I started putting some pictures of what we're going to do, and I started getting a great follow-up. And then I started advertising that we're going to be opening, soon and so forth and so on in such a location. When we opened that churro shop, the line wrapped around the building from 11 in the morning until 11 at night.
Wow.
And I recuperated my investment in a month.
That's fantastic. In 1 month.
In 1 month.
And that's right there on Higley and Baseline.
Higley and Baseline.
Higley and Baseline, and it's a cute little place. Tucked back over there by, I believe, there's a bank there, and a Euro shop around the bend.
There's Sprouts.
And there's Sprouts.
That's brand new Sprouts.
Brand new
Opened up
Sprouts. Very
right
nice
next door.
Sprouts as well. And that's when I first saw, because I go to Sprouts. And I thought, oh, like what you were saying, my mind immediately went to, this is going to be like any other churro, and I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But when we met, I went and tried that out, mainly because of the manjar, or the dulce leche. And look, I got to meet the owner too, so I had to go check this out. It was an experience.
And what we wanted to do is bring the experience, not only the Spanish experience of the Spaniard churro,
Right.
but also of the Mexican or the Chilean or the Argentinian or the Brazilian churro,
Yeah.
and how they eat it. So you can customize your own churro to accommodate the palate of the
Right.
You know,
Because Chileans have a different palate than the Mexicans, and the Mexicans have a different palate than the Argentines.
And the Mexicans are the ones that put cinnamon sugar on the churros.
Right.
Where in Chile and Argentina, in Brazil, they don't.
That's not
that's
a no-go.
Powder sugar.
Right.
Yeah. So it's more powder sugar with the.
And I actually went no powder sugar on mine, just the dulce leche. Like you told me, but then my wife ordered the chocolate.
Okay.
I wouldn't have ordered that, and I was. Yep. So highly recommend the churro stores. Fantastic. You have 2 locations, correct?
We have 2 locations, another in Chandler, Alma School, and Chandler Boulevard.
Alma School and Chandler Boulevard, and also one in Gilbert, which is Higley and Baseline, the one I've been to. But now that I know that there's one on Alma School and Chandler Boulevard, I'm for sure going to have to hit that one. I'm at a court in Chandler.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's right down the street.
Right after a court.
Yeah, why not? I can drown my sorrows.
Now, in Spain, the churro is a breakfast item.
Okay.
So they open for breakfast. Now, in the wintertime, they open for breakfast and also dinner. But mainly in the summer, it's all breakfast. Here, it's more of a
treat.
A treat. So that's why we're open from 11, and also I wanted to keep it open later than any other dessert shops. So we close at 10, and the weekends we close at 11.
Mm-hmm.
And people said, "Are you sure you're gonna open that long?" And we still get crowds at that right before we close too. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so your sons are involved in this venture.
Correct. Both of my sons have helped me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's a family business.
That's good. And you've been married for how long?
1989.
A minute.
Yeah, a minute or two.
Okay.
I tell my wife, it feels like 5 minutes under the water.
You have to follow that up with
exactly.
that. It feels like 5 minutes.
She always tell everybody how long we've been married. 30 plus 5 years or whatever.
5 minutes.
And it feels like 5 minutes underwater. But
see,
anyway.
I've been telling him this. I've been prepping him for this.
Yeah.
That's fun. Is she also from Chile?
No, she's from the Dominican Republic.
We've talked about this. You told me this already.
So I started my mission in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So lived in Chile until I was 12, for 12 years.
Okay.
And went through the dictatorship of Pinochet.
Mm-hmm.
Family, we saw that there's no future there at that moment, so we left the country.
In 79.
In 1979.
Yeah.
Came to live in Pleasant Grove and Orem, Utah, and Provo, in all that area.
Mm-hmm.
They lived there for 9 years. Went through junior high school, a little bit of college, and I could tell you the experiences I experienced there, not knowing the language anyway. But
that would have been tough.
That was a little tough. At the
You
beginning.
said you're 12.
12, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Not a lick of English.
So you're Chilenismo. I mean, you're Chile, but not even. I mean, you're not even able to communicate that well with Mexicans here.
Yeah.
Because it's like a different.
Yeah. It's
when I came back after.
It's not a dialect, but it's there's a lot of words that are different.
I love it.
Yeah.
Look, Mexico has so many English words that are converted into their Spanish.
Yeah.
And so when I first got back, you'll enjoy this. I'm talking to a Latino about a parking spot, something as simple as parking.
Okay, yes. Correct.
And they're like, you puede parquear allá? And I'm like, parquear? What in the world is I'm looking for a estacionar.
You have to get a Spanglish dictionary.
Right.
For that, yeah.
You're going to have to. And back then, I don't think they had one. Now I think they might. But parquear. And it really, or camioneta, troca.
Troca, yeah.
And it's all these little tiny nuanced things, and I was just lost.
Some people tell me, hey, I went to such a country or Mexico and so forth, and it's like, how do you say grapefruit? How do you say grapefruit? Because in Chile it's pomelo.
Yep, pomelo.
Pomelo.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you say grapefruit? And then he was in Mexico, and they said, grapefruit. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's an easy one to remember.
There's that. Okay,
yeah.
I can remember that one. Yeah, it was interesting. So, okay, you're 12.
So
you're
12,
in Utah.
yeah. So we lived in Orem, Provo, Pleasant Grove area there until I left on a mission
to Dominican.
And I went to the Dominican Republic, and boy, that was
That's
was
an
great.
experience.
That was a good country to be in.
Okay.
Great country, and we visit back. We go there almost every year.
Okay.
And my kids have, we've gone there every year, and they really enjoy it. And
Do you take them back to Chile too?
I went back to Chile. The reason we've gone down to Chile is to go skiing.
Yeah, but we're going to get to your
get to
skiing
that later.
escapades. Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So met my wife and my wife's family there. But my wife, or before she was my wife,
Right.
she had moved to BYU.
Okay.
All right. And so her mom had asked me, "Oh, my daughter, she lives in Provo, and I know you're going back to Orem." They said, "Okay, if I send something with you to
deliver to her.
To deliver to her." And I said, "Sure, no problem. I'll be happy to. And by the way, I'm only taking one suitcase back. So whatever you want to send,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Rock and roll.
She shows up the night before I leave with a whole suitcase. I'm like, "Hey, that's fine." She goes, "I apologize. I hope this is not a bother." No problem. But at the same time, she gave me a little envelope, and there's some rings in it. And
that's presumptuous.
She goes, here's some rings for her that she left behind, and send it to her.
Oh, I thought they were from you.
And she said, I'm going to give you this separate because they're valuable.
Right.
So I said, no problem. So I got back to my home, and I've been trying to get a hold of her, and we kept missing each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And but back then, you didn't have a cell phone. So
right.
if you didn't...
People might not understand how it worked back then.
You had an answering machine, and if you called, you're hoping they're there. But that's the only... You got back home, and you hear the answering machine, and that's the only time you...
and you call back and maybe leave a message on their answer machine.
Exactly. And if you don't have an answering machine, good luck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You'd actually have to go to their house.
Exactly. You're right. So in the meantime... I had those rings, and I decided, hey, let me try one on, and it fit me right there at the first knuckle of my pinky. So I put it on, and oh, interesting, and I left it. And then I gave her the rings, and I gave her the suitcase once I got a hold of her. And that same night, I asked her, hey, what are you doing tonight? And she says, oh, not much. I said, would you like to go to the movies? Well, one movie after another, here we are.
Right.
30 plus years later.
5 minutes under the water.
5 minutes under the water. Here we are.
Here we are. I love it.
So, but when we got engaged, I went to buy a ring with my friends. I said, hey,
and you knew how to gauge it.
Exactly. The salesman goes, what size is her ring? I'm like, I have no idea. And I remembered, hey, I remember where that ring fit. So he gave me some samples of different ring sizes, and I fit it right there. Said, hey, that's it right there. Sure enough, when I gave it to her, it fit perfectly.
Boom. Right on there. I love that.
Yeah.
See, that's why you're entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
You're always thinking outside the box. And so we got the churro place. Now we're going to get to, okay, you go back to Chile. This is surprising to me. But I did know that Chile had some good skiing. I did know this. But I don't come across, A, Chilenos very often around here.
Yeah.
And B, I don't have any experience in Chile skiing because I was in Antofagasta.
Yeah.
So if I was going to ski in Antofagasta, it'd be on sand.
When I lived there, the only ski resort there was Portillo.
Okay.
Which is just outside of Santiago.
Santiago, right.
Okay, so you take one canyon and get up to Portillo. Now you take the other canyon and you get to 3-4 different ski resorts.
They're pretty high elevation, aren't they?
They are the highest elevation in Chile, yes. They are... You're skiing 10,000 feet,
yes,
9,000 feet.
That's getting it done.
Feet, yeah.
And it's pretty snowy.
You got to go from Santiago and climb the switchbacks all the way up there, and you get a little dizzy driving up that.
Yeah,
but
because of the elevation and the...
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly, the zigzags all the way up. And,
it's like going to Lago Chungara.
But the best part of it all, it's not only good skiing, you ski above the tree level, so there's no trees. Because it's that high.
Right.
Yeah. But you get to go skiing in August.
When it's hot here.
Exactly.
It's winter there.
Exactly.
So you're a Beastie Boy. That's all
right.
they did. They would go, they were snowboarders, but they would snowboard year round.
Yeah.
And then when they'd run out of money, they'd make another album and
right.
refill up the money. and go and keep doing it.
And the ski resort I like going skiing is the tallest one there. The highest one is Valle Nevado, Snowy Valley.
Yes.
Valle Nevado, which currently, I think in the last couple of years or so, the ski resort in Colorado purchased Valle Nevado.
No kidding.
And so you can get, if you buy a season ticket, you can get
you can go
ski
there.
There as well.
It's only
Purgatory.
20. It's only 20 some odd hour flight.
Yeah,
but
Purgatory in Durango.
Interesting.
Yeah, purchased.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's great. So anyway.
So you got to okay.
And I like going skiing to Purgatory a lot.
Okay.
I have a friend that lives there, and we go there all the time.
Well, you're an extreme fellow. I mean, you.
Yeah, we've done a lot of trips to Canada, and we do the cat skiing.
Okay.
And
explain
like
what that is.
Okay, so a caterpillar is the little
tractor
type of with the cabin where you can fit 12 people inside.
Right.
And they take you up to the top
where no one can get to.
Where no one can get. There's no lifts. There's nothing, and you ski. And they make sure you ski a virgin snow every single time when you come down. And they leave you up the top, and the caterpillar goes all the way down the top and said, "Meet you down there."
And then you just keep doing that.
And you got to take.
So this is extreme stuff.
And you got to take. And it's like similar to heli skiing.
Okay.
Helicopter.
Have you ever done that?
No. And one of the reasons that I haven't, and I thought about it, but the people who I've skied with that done cat skiing, they said it's better cat skiing because you get more runs during the day.
Seems like that would be true.
Yeah, because with the heli skiing, you have to worry about the weather.
Right. Because the aircraft can only fly in certain weather.
If it's foggy or not, and weather, all weather related, you may get a run or two in a day.
Right.
With
but
the cat, minimum 12 runs.
That's a lot of runs, too. That's going to wear you out. That's going to wear you out.
Very worn out by the end of the day.
And so your sons do this with you?
We've done that. And I go to...
And you have a friend, too.
Yeah, friend.
You have a friend compadre that does this with you.
Correct. And wherever we go skiing, we always go together, and his kids as well.
Okay, so that's fun.
So yeah, well, it's a great family. Get out. My wife doesn't ski,
right?
So she
gets you out of the house,
exactly.
Right.
Or she stays in the cabin or
sipping the cocoa that you discovered.
That's right. But or she goes shopping. That's
right. That's dangerous.
Correct.
That's why it's 5 minutes underwater.
That's right. So the Skeena area in British Columbia, the Skeena area, Smithers, we've gone skiing there. Very beautiful landscape over there, and also Island Lake by Fernie.
Very cool.
In British Columbia as well, too.
Okay.
Those two places.
So you're like Johnny Cash. I've been everywhere, man. I mean, it's like you've been. This is what I want to do with my boys, and I know Reed's sitting there thinking, "Yeah, we should be doing this."
I recommend it highly with the kids. And last year we went to Argentina to ski.
Okay.
So we spent a week in Buenos Aires. Great food, by the way.
Okay, you can't say that too loud for the Chileans that might start watching us someday.
Great barbecues, great
I would
meat.
imagine.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I would imagine they'd be real good.
All-you-can-eat meat. And,
yeah.
Oh, gosh. It's
and they're
incredible.
making a little bit of a turnaround.
Yeah, I'm really happy for them.
I'm rooting for them because I want it to kind of bleed into Chile a little bit.
Yes.
Because Chile could use a little bit of a
and Chile and Argentina have been... when Chile has had some political problems, chaos, Chileans go to Argentina.
Right.
We're in Argentina, they go to Chile. To shop or to move.
They flip back. Even though they act like they don't like each other.
Exactly. Rivals.
They really
rivals.
do. They'll always be rivals.
Yes,
that's
correct.
For sure.
That's not going to stop.
That's like brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, it kind of felt like brothers. I mean, I enjoyed the Argentines that I met on my mission very much. A little bit different than the Chilenos.
Yeah.
Very different, but I like them, and I like their accent and
I have a lot of friends
way
from
about
Argentina.
them.
A lot of my clients are Argentinian.
Yeah,
too.
I love the way they have a different way about them, but the Chileans they're a little bit more laid back, but there's a gear to a Chileno.
Some people say the Chileans are Argentinian light.
Perfect. That's a great way to put it. But there's that little gear.
Yeah.
And if you get them going,
then exactly.
oh boy.
Because the pride comes out.
Yeah. And it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's
So we went skiing. We went skiing to
Buenos Aires.
Bariloche,
Bariloche.
which is in the south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of Argentina.
Of Argentina. You take a 2-hour
Okay.
flight and you go to Bariloche. Great town. Great skiing. Beautiful. Yeah.
This is going to be all right. We're getting all sorts of info. You should be a travel agent next.
So this year we wanted to go to New Zealand, but I saw the weather report and there was hardly any snow.
Oh.
Because we like to do a summer,
Yeah.
our summer trip
Yeah,
to go skiing.
Right.
And New Zealand would be another spot. And the weather was just did not cooperate.
Didn't have a very snowy year.
No.
Yeah, Arizona, this is where we typically go, as Utah or here. And if you storm chase here and you get lucky, the resorts here are very good.
Yeah.
If you get lucky.
If you get lucky, correct.
But we storm chase, so we'll go while it's hitting.
Correct.
So
And I love skiing in Utah.
yeah.
I've skied just about every resort there. But my favorite is Alta, Solitude, Snowbird, and all those little Cottonwood Canyon,
They're
Big Cottonwood
beautiful.
Canyon, all those two.
Snowbird's amazing, and Alta's amazing. When I skied, now that I'm a snowboarder, I don't like snowbird as much.
Okay.
Because it's very, it's ski friendly in my opinion. I think that's a really good.
My son just said, "Dad, I like to try snowboarding." I was like, okay, try it, give it a try. But I'm not a snowboarder. I only do just skiing. Well, and he tried it one day. He says, "No, I'm back to skiing."
Yeah, if I had it to do over again, I probably would. Right when I got home off my mission, everything had gone to snowboard, or many people snowboard. It didn't exist before I left. So I skied growing up.
Yeah. Okay.
And so when I got back, all my buddies were snowboarding, and we're in our our early 20s, and I just did it, and I have ever since. And so I can snowboard. I'm good. I'm no longer great. That's something that if I would have just stuck with skis,
well,
I would have.
You have to be careful.
I wouldn't have much
older.
limitations, right?
Because my good friend, he in Bariloche in Argentina last year, he broke 6 ribs.
Ooh.
And
that's why we get insurance.
Exactly. And so we're gonna, I take it easy. I don't do the high speeds like I used to.
Yeah.
I used
well,
to clock
you're still
myself
going.
at
You're still going
miles an hour. In
that's
Alta.
getting it done.
Alta. Yeah, that's pretty fast.
But wiping out at that,
we wipe out of that speed. Ooh, it's not good news.
It's gonna be ugly.
And I've wiped out quite a few times, but
well, yeah, you had to have to have. I mean, you're like a world-class skier, but now you're throttling back and still awesome.
Yeah. So now it's laid back. It's more.
Yeah, that's the way I snowboard now. He's still in between the trees and going nuts because he can afford to hit a tree and no big deal.
But the thing is, trees don't move.
Right.
That's the problem.
They're going to win.
Exactly. Every time.
Every dadgum time. So we're neighbors here, and so that's where your insurance outfit is, and we're here on Stapley and Southern, and that's where you can find Jared. And we'll do some clips and make some little, how they can find you and your business number and things like that. And if people have questions about where they should ski during the summer and things of that nature, maybe we'll have to do this again and do a travel guide type deal.
Sure.
Because, I found that so cool when we met that, okay, this dude travels all over the place.
Yeah, I've been to many countries. Well, there's one thing I always say, you're not going to take anything with you. So don't waste so much of your money in materialistic things, but go see the world.
That sounds smart.
So go see the world. Go see the creation, what's been created for us.
Oh, cool.
And we just got back from Costa Rica last month. Early this month. 3 weeks. Yeah, we went there 3 weeks ago. And just the macaws, the monkeys, the sloths, everything. And I loved how Costa Ricans protect their flora and their fauna because they take care of the animals. They're conscious. They don't. One thing surprised me. There's no trash on the streets. There's no trash on the ground. Huh. They take care of their country, and it was so beautiful just to see all
I
that.
like that.
Yeah.
They need a churro shop over there.
Yeah.
That way, you need someone to run it. You have to
Exactly.
teach me how to work all the machinery.
Oh, that's easy.
I'd love to do
we'll
it.
teach you.
I'd love it. I've got some teenage kids that might need a job at your churro factory.
Oh, sure.
That'd be fantastic.
We always enjoy employing
Yeah, how fun.
high schoolers and also college.
College,
Yeah.
college age. That's good. That's good. But that's interesting about Costa Rica. I did not know that. I've never been,
Oh, it's beautiful.
and I would like to go. Actually,
Rainforest, and all the excursions of waterfall, ATVs, the nature park walks, and things like that are just gorgeous. All the animals.
Is it a good time to go this time of year?
No, this is the rainy season.
Okay.
So this is their winter right now.
Okay.
Even though they're not in the southern hemisphere, but it's
Right.
their winter because they call it winter because it rains a lot.
Okay.
So, but we were lucky because all our activities we did was during the early in the morning, and it always rained in the afternoon.
Okay.
So be prepared for that if you go in October. But December, January through March, it's their summertime and it's drier season. So
Okay.
you don't get us.
Was it real warm there? Or is it
No, doesn't get warm. It's just more humid.
okay?
Like in Dominican Republic, I like to go to Dominican Republic in December, January, February because it's not as humid. So the temperature doesn't change very much, just the humidity level does.
Got it.
So if you go in August to Dominican Republic, you're taking 2 steps and you're drenched from head to toe
Got it.
because you are just sweating.
Sure.
Sweating.
The humidity's kicked in.
Exactly. But in those other months, it's not as humid. So that's why we chose also to go to. It was also spring break and so forth for the kids. So we tried it out during this month and turned out very well. It wasn't humid. It was really great.
I love this. Lessons from Senor Jared. Lessons. Enjoy life. Go out and see it. You can't take it with you.
You cannot take it.
Go get some experiences. Look at these small things that you just said. Kind of made me excited to go to Costa Rica because I'd never thought. They take care of their things, and I think that that's really cool to hear. And what a great observation on your end too. I mean, it's like I may have been there for 2 weeks and not even noticed that they take such good care of, or thought somebody else must be taking. No, it's the people there that are doing it.
Yeah, exactly. They've been educated, and they tell us. One of the Uber drivers has said, and I explained to him, and I asked him. I said, "Wow, I'm really impressed with your country, because there's no trash on the floor, on the ground." And people are very nice. And they says, in school, they teach us to do that.
Interesting. Chile was very clean too.
Yeah. Well, when I was there in the 70s, there's a lot of paper on the floor. Now we go over there, and it's really nice and clean.
Yeah, it's very clean.
Up,
yeah, it's very well kept up.
Really
where I was at was where you would think wouldn't be, but it was very well kept up even in the mining territories. And so I was very impressed with that.
You went to the north.
I went, Antofagasta. And so I'm up where the mines are, and I would make so we lived with families, and we called them papitos and mamitas.
Okay.
We lived with familias. We lived with families, and I loved that. I loved being kind of part of
the family. Because you learn more about their traditions.
100%. It was awesome. Well, I couldn't handle, like we started this whole thing with, what I couldn't handle was the mamita making my bed. I was already making my bed from birth to then, because my mom would, kind of be that type of person. And so I was a bed maker. I was one of few, I've come to find out.
There's not
but the mamita made it one day, and I saw this, she's a little older lady, and I saw her doing that, and she didn't seem to struggle with it at all. I just felt.
But I think they're doing it more for caring more than the duty of doing it.
So we're in bunk beds, as you might know.
Yeah.
And I am like, no, mamita, let's have a competition, because it is, you were right, it is a little bit more like they want to care for you. They want to. And I said, I never won this competition. And I had a lot of mamitas, and I never won, but I'd try to make my bed as well as they made my companion's bed. And I never...
It was made, but not as good, right?
I got really good, though, at making it. But there's an art, and they have it. But I love that they're that way. They're very clean, and I've never had a pair of socks starched and folded beautifully like that. I mean, it was okay. Well, it was fantastic. But
have your pants ironed and your shirts ironed and
everything ironed, perfect,
socks
boom,
ironed.
pristine. And it's like my socks. I mean, I looked good even inside, underneath.
Yeah.
But they took pride in that. They took pride in how we appeared. But I love that. You can't take it with you. Take care of it, and make sure you're insured in case a rainy day comes and somebody like me is going to come after you because you caused an accident and injured one of my clients. And
and you don't want to be on that end.
You don't want to be on that end, and I don't want you not to be covered. I don't want to be. I don't want to be chasing an individual. Exactly. That's not. Most people don't like lawyers, and I don't blame them. I don't for the most part either. But none of us like to go after a person.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. So we get to know Jared a little bit here. I'd like to have him back because, I mean, you've got stories for days. You've been all over.
I could be here for weeks. Yeah.
You've been all over, and I just enjoy it. So we'll have to do this again. And this is how we end it.
Well, thank you very much.
That was awesome.
I enjoyed it very much.
I enjoyed it. Thanks.
All right.